Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace and I've got some sniper gameplay here for you on Badlands. I'm using the stock rifle, stock SMG, and of course the Yeah, I'm never gonna get that right. I'm not even going to attempt to. Also, that spy is wishing that he's going to get headshot, and I will do so right about now. Anyway, this video is going to be about the fact that sometimes you end up in stalemates. And that doesn't mean that you will lose or win by definition some way or another. It's just that when you, especially on Badlands at this point, where both teams have very strong defenses but shitty offense, so you can't push through. And this is going to be about that, as well as what I'm thinking when I'm doing it. And right now you can clearly tell that I'm just trying to prevent any kind of defense from being built, which of course are the sentries. And it's still strangely interesting that they build two sentries close to each other in the open, and with interesting I mean completely stupid. Anyway, as you can see, I am trying to make something happen, of course, in that choke point right there, getting the sniper, also finishing off that mini sentry, and that's something I always tend to do initially, or instinctively even, you know, taking out those mini sentries. And mini sentries, you know, taking them out is very helpful, especially when scouts are in your team or on your team. Especially when they are competent, because it doesn't matter how good of a scout you are, a mini sentry will most likely still blow your, or shoot your face. That's not blowing your face, that's what soldiers do. Before we go any further, and before we actually get to the point where you can definitely tell it's a stalemate, two things. I've removed about 15 minutes of content from this video. I just cut it out, because it was basically me roaming around, because we were getting stuck in that stalemate. But why I did that and why we got stuck in a stalemate and why I couldn't do anything, I'll get to that in the well, in a few minutes or a few seconds even, depending on what I'm going to say next and how long that will last. Which is of course YouTube. YouTube is still broken, will be broken, and always will be broken some way, in one form or another. Which is fine. It's just completely messing me up right now. So I'm actually thinking about slowing my content uploading a little bit down. I'm trying to put out one video a day, and I might do one another day, which was my initial schedule, because it seems a bit silly to, you know, having all these people subscribe to me, but more than half is not getting them because the subscriber box is, or at least the sub box is bugged. So if you do get this in your sub box, please let me know in the comment section below, and if you got here through other means, let me know as well. Which basically means that you didn't get it in your sub box then. And if you do get it in your sub box, or you got here in another way, can you please also tell me, if you go to my channel page and you go to, basically you scroll down and you see all those videos, which videos you haven't seen because they haven't showed up in your sub box. If you would tell me that in the comment section below, I would be very grateful. And also, that engineer trying to kill me was almost successful, but then we have a level 3 sentry right on mid here, and this is where the stalemate basically happens. Also trying to take that teleport out, even though that spy was going for the camping on the teleporter, I just didn't want to risk it, because I know some other people on the other team, as well as some people on my team. This was recorded on the 5th server, which is a server that stands for fucked in the head. I tend to play here at late at night sometimes, and I know I've played with these guys so much that I basically know how the other people think. As well as the spy has not really presented himself as being an adequate spy to be able to camp successfully constantly. That takes a lot of skill. I just didn't want to risk it, because they were having that teleporter on our flank, or even behind us. So imagine if that were to go wrong, we would have probably lost the game because of that. So didn't want to risk it. Also, that scout took me out just before the rocket killed me, which was unfortunate, because I was trying to go for a flank as a sniper, which is incredibly risky and incredibly stupid, because you are supposed to be at long range. I'm very bad at close range sniping, and this is definitely a weak spot of me. As you can see right here, I should have just shot the scout in the head right there with a close range headshot, failed to do so. I'm trying to make something happen, but it's just not happening. He gets taken out here, I believe, by something. I can't even see in the kill feed. He just disappears. I was expecting like a needle gun kill, but apparently he just vanished, which also happened. Oh, well, there he is, just before the teleporter. I which was a stupid mistake because the teleporter is getting taken down now. Anyway, getting back to why we got here on the stalemate. Like I said, our defenses are very strong, but so are theirs. And the only good sniper spot I find at this stage of the map is this specific position. But it's also the most dangerous sniper spot, because as you can see right there, they have the higher ground on the control point. They have the higher ground at the base, basically. Very close to their spawn as well, which they can get really easily back into. And you can... their soldiers, their pyros, they can, or their demos even, they can just spam those projectiles and you are definitely going to die. I'm dying here because of afterburn. The medic decided to heal somebody else, which was a little bit unfortunate. Maybe if I ran for the health box, or at least the medkit a little bit earlier, I might have saved myself, or could have saved myself, but it didn't happen. And as you can see right here, still getting some nice headshots, but this is the problem. I can't stay there for longer than a second. Because the moment they figure that I'm still standing there, they will start spamming their rockets, the snipers will start taking aim, and aiming at one choke point compared to having to aim at the entire field right there is a significant, difficulty difference. And it's very hard for a sniper that prefers long range, obviously, to do anything at this stage of the map. Even at the stage beyond that, I am trying to harass the sentry. I'm trying to make as much kills as I can in that choke point, and just trying to, prevent anything from happening, or just trying to defend or ward off their pushes. That's what I'm trying to achieve right here. Unfortunately, my team isn't able to push up because either I'm not warning off good enough, or my team in general is not deciding to push hard enough, I suppose. And I do have to admit that once blue and this specific match has their defenses up, it's very difficult to make something happen unless you have good Ubers. And this is a public match, so you can already tell that good Ubers are not something really you can expect most of the time. And also, this is a very highly populated server. Like, this is more, I think it has like 16 people on one side, with a very low cooldown on the respawn time, which you can definitely tell that also increases the difficulty to which you can push or ward off attacks. Getting taken out, but once again by the same scout, and this scout has been bothering me the entire match, and actually that's good on him, because he's a scout, he's supposed to take me out, he's supposed to get behind enemy lines and taking out medics and snipers, because that's mainly what a scout is designed to do. Hit and run, hit and run. Unfortunately, his hit and run is not always too effective because he still dies, and that dispenser is a godsend because we are constantly taking harassment from this side, and I'm trying to do as much as I can, and the only position that I can really be functional at is at this specific choke point, which is very dangerous, but at the same time it is also the best sniper position that I can find. I probably could have jumped or walked up a little bit to the high ground, but then I'm a little bit more in the open, which means if I get into a position where I'm going to be attacked, I will die, even though the projectile still kills me. I believe it was a lock and load. But I am trying to do my best here, and this is very frustrating because we have been stuck at mid now for quite some time, and I can hear the voice chat going, like I can even trying to hear my own mind going, don't rage, and I'm not entirely sure if I should be proud of my team or proud of the match because everything seems to be going equal, or it's just the team setup that's not right, even though I think we have a pretty decent team setup at this stage. We don't really have a significant amount of snipers or spies. We have soldiers, we have heavies, I believe we have 1 or 2 medics. I think at some point we even had 3 medics, which was a little bit too much, especially we didn't get the pushing classes with that, which was unfortunate. But nonetheless, as you can see, the snipers are becoming more aggressive on their team now as well with the huntsman, and I'm afraid because the huntsman tends to be well, always working in my, not working in my favor actually. I'm always, if I use the huntsman, I never get headshots unless I am in point blank range shooting the arrow basically in their face. Well, that's a headshot, isn't it? So that's supposed to be happening. Also almost getting backstabbed here, but the spy failed to do so, so I do manage to get a quick life there. At least I lived through it. And as you can see, we have a little bit of a sniper battle going here. Do manage to take him out. And I can directly tell that the tracer rifle on the other sniper is aiming at me, which means This is why tracer rifles are not really a good idea to use, because if he didn't use a tracer rifle, I probably would not even have noticed him. But because of that tracer rifle, I did, which means I directly knew that I probably should take aim at around that position, so I can either shoot him before he shoots me, or at least look at him in the eyes when he kills me. It's either one. I'm okay with both. And almost that there as well with a rocket Jarate combo, but for some reason still managed to live on, and I'm still trying to harass the mini sentries, still trying to harass the more pushing classes, you know, once again trying to ward off those attacks. And I'd like to think that body shot actually saved my team member. Not sure if it actually did, because I'm not sure how low of health he was, but I like to think I saved him, because then it feels like I'm doing something worthwhile, because once again I stated that I basically removed up to 15 minutes of content, and it seriously was me just basically running around mid and possibly going a little bit back and trying to cover that bridge out of their spawn point, just to see if anyone was trying to flank us, which wasn't happening. And even if it was, there were like soldiers trying to constantly go through that bridge to flank them yeah, on the side here, which wasn't very successful. But we do manage to cap second here, trying to do some harassment. Almost killed the soldier. He was very low. Very nice headshot. It's just that my SMG wasn't just powerful enough. I just didn't hit enough hits to finish him up right there. But once again, this is also a very good sniper position if you want to push up the last. It's just that it's also, once again, a choke point. So I expect projectiles, which means you are going to be very vulnerable to that if you want to make something happen. And I'm not a flawless shot by any sense of the imagination. So it's very frustrating sometimes to look myself, at least looking at gameplays that I have and where I think I was doing decently at the time. And then finding out that I've missed so many embarrassingly easy shots, like heavies that are just moving about. But that has to do with muscle memory, and I think I've covered that enough already. And if you want me to do a video about muscle memory or such, you can ask me to do so, but I think I've covered that enough already. Anyway, we are still trying to make something happen, and once again, it's very hard for a sniper at this stage to make anything worth your time, unless you have your distance. At least for me that's the case, and I've already showed you guys that one decently sniper position, which once again finishes up at a choke point, which makes you very vulnerable. Trying to defend second here as a sniper, like I am getting so frustrated that I'm just going to pull out my SMG and fight soldiers at close range. This is how frustrated I am at this stage of the game, and then suddenly we win. No clue how that happened, but I'm okay with it. Anyway, make sure to subscribe for more content, and I will catch you guys next time.